Hi everybody, it's Phil Tenaya for The Matrix Goes to School, and I shot this little video clip which I have entitled The Matrix Approach to Functional Contextual Learning. And what we're going to be up to here is promoting psychological flexibility through collaboration to flex up or enhance learning. Now, when I'm talking about functional contextual learning, I'm referring to the idea that for learning to be effective, we should begin with the learner. We should start where the learner is. What the learner is feeling should be useful to him or her as we are doing the learning, and they should experience some level of success or satisfaction when they engage in it in whatever context that we're in. So the matrix is a visual diagram of functional contextual learning, it turns out. It sets the context for us to have collaborative conversations between learners and educators, because we all move towards something or someone important to us in our lives, and we all encounter unwanted thoughts, feelings, and urges that get in the way. We all do things to move away from what we don't want, and we all do things to move toward who and what's important to us. So we use this diagram while asking a few respectful questions. And the first respectful question that we ask is, who is important to me? Closely followed by, what is important to me? And then we listen for the response of our students, and they will tell us very clearly, and then we will kind of get a little list going, and we can move on from there. Now, the second question that we ask is, as they move toward who and what's important to them, does anything show up on the inside that gets in the way of continuing to move toward or taking care of themselves? And this will be the normal stuff like anxiety, fear, worry, anger. And that will be closely followed by the third question, which is, what have I been doing to move away from the inside stuff that seems to be getting in the way? And is it working? So that's a question where they would be kind of noticing what they do when that stuff shows up. And the next question is, what behaviors can I do to move toward who or what's important to me and take my unwanted stuff with me? So we are discovering that the best way to proceed with this, using the diagram, is that we have it up in our classrooms and in the hallway. And that way it's available for use. Anytime anybody wants to use it, it is there to be referred to. And once students and teachers have been oriented, anyone can use it for as long as it's available. So the idea is you post it somewhere in your room or in the hallway or on a poster, and you can post it with the questions already in it. And I like from this perspective of the me noticing. Or you can leave it blank. And that way it's there if you need to get back in the groove, or if you or your learners are feeling a little stuck. So one of the first things you can do if you are feeling a little stuck is you can notice the functions of your behavior. So this little diagram is just taking the horizontal line of the matrix, and you can then ask yourself the question, are my words and actions helping me to achieve my purpose? So if the purpose would be teaching, I might be engaging in some talking to move toward the purpose of teaching. At the same token, if the stress stuff shows up and seems to be getting in the way, I might be doing some talking to try to move away from or lessen my stress. And the neat thing about this is you can actually use this to help your learners notice the functions of their behaviors by saying something to them like, ooh, like what you're doing right there. Or the words that you just use, where would you put them up here on the board? Where would they go up here on the matrix? So that would be a way of getting them to do some noticing. And we collaborate in this noticing by respectfully asking those kinds of questions. So where are my behaviors taking me? We can ask that to ourselves. We can even ask it out loud and model it for the kids. Where are your behaviors taking you? And that other question, which is, are they working to get you where you really want to go? Now, noticing can also work in other areas too. And the question that we want to ask is, what else do we want to notice? Well, one of the big things that we want to notice is we want to notice the context that we are in. And that would be this here vertical line of the matrix. So we are usually responding to what's going on around us and also what is going on inside of us. Things work best when we're able to go back and forth. Too much time up in our heads, or actually down here, and we lose contact with what's going on up here. And noticing will bring us back to the present moment, like noticing that I can keep teaching even when I have this frustration stuff showing up inside of me. And your learners can learn to do the same, and the matrix works very well to help them do that. So being able to look at learning from the matrix point of view will promote psychological flexibility. So when I can notice that I'm moving toward or away in whatever context I find myself, whether I'm a teacher or a student, I can begin to choose actions that work. And choice feels good, and it is also very empowering. So if we can set context where learning is real and it's relevant and it's rewarding, then everyone begins to feel successful. And then also when we encounter obstacles like this unwanted stuff, the matrix can help us get some perspective, being able to take a bigger picture in and choose what we can do to keep going. So that's my little contribution to the cause, and hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you soon.